Oh yeah, she's saying that. Liliana is now out of arrows, isn't she? So give her some ice arrows. Then when we get to the final area, we'll put the alpha light ones on her so she does even more damage. Wooden crate. Barrel. Sack. Can't go that way. Have a nap if we want.
Of course.
A lesser injury kit. Quartz.
There! More of the fiends ahead! Shall be. Will not fail.
Morgan absolutely battered again like Alpha or whatever it was. No problem whatsoever. A waste of time. I got a lot of doors here. I don't really know which one to go in first, so we'll go this way. Start at the end and work through. Lesser health poultice. Health poultice. Iron ring.
I shall.
Alpha root. Probably a fight in here. There's a lot in there. And that's it. There's an ambush in there. That's where we're supposed to go. So let's.
Trap right ahead.
God's sake, Margaret.
Come and get it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Quite surprised we didn't set loads of them off. Only a couple.
Very well. As you say. As you say.
That's everything from there. And we've got another door down here. Nothing in that. Ooh, saving the game. Metal door. Okay, so this is where we're supposed to go. That trap up here is just a room with loot in it. Well, okay, so we'll go back then. do that first. Let's make him wait there for a minute. We'll let Morgan do her thing. There we go. What are you doing?
Oh, it is too much.
Well, don't be a dumbass then and do what I told you to do.
I am ready. May the paragons watch over me.
Alright, cheers for your help, name Morgan. Appreciate it. You know what she was doing there? I told her to use a fireball. She decided to just leg it in there. And after all, that turns out there's no loot in here anyway. It's just just an ambush that you gotta deal with. Awesome. Alright, let me just check. I've been here. I think we've been in all those doors. Been down there. That was a dead end. Nothing there. Yeah, looks like we just go through that door there. Gonna make you wait before I open it. There's an ogre,
There! More of the fiends ahead!
and an emissary. Of course there's an emissary. Just gonna leg it past you all.
As you say. Very well. I shall do it.
Thank you. I do not enjoy the sick finishers they give you. Greater ice salve? Lesser ice salve? Greater spirit and nature. Half potus, spirit bomb. Lyrium potion, half
On my way.
potus, lesser injury kit, deep mushroom. Ignore the phone call. Busy slaying dragons, mate. Alright. A rooftop. This is where we
Let us be
encounter
on our
the
way.
final dragon, I believe. So let's save it. I think now would be the best time to put on the Blood Dragon sword. Yeah. And then we'll put on Blood Dragon gauntlets. Boots. Armor. Yeah, what the hell? I look weird. I look like a garden gnome. And then finally the Blood Dragon shield. For absolutely no special reason whatsoever. Just because it'd be nice to finish the game wearing something different. And then we'll give her the Alpha Light arrows, which give her +6. do this then. Where are you going? There. Charge! Ah, bitch slap.
No quarter shall be given.
Where are you going? He's over there now.
You should run while you can.
Where are you going? Who's that? Why's our Lehman in the fight? Make sure you heal yourself.
As you say.
Here comes trouble.
You can heal yourself as well. You've already done like a sizable chunk of this HP. He's over there now. So when you get to this point in the thing, you're supposed to use these ballistas here. Let's come here. You can also cheese it with these ballistas if you really want to. You can just sit here and use these ballistas constantly and it staggers it. But while it's on that spot there, this is the only way you can actually damage it. So.
I got it for the pile. I suppose violence is a solution.
It's over there now. Who are these people? Corridor on our Lehman again. Corridor's the guy with a... Yeah, he was within the deep roads, wasn't he? Who we saved walking along the bridge. He's nearly dead already. Smash it! And he's dead. Archdemon is down. Normally at this point you get a choice of who you want to do the finishing blow. Because of my choices with Morrigan, you know, with the kid, nobody has to die and I do it myself.
And then it was over. With the archdemon dead, the darkspawn horde quickly crumbled. Most fled back into the deep roads. They would remain a threat in the years to come, but the Blight had been ended before it had truly begun. Ferelden had been saved, and the entire kingdom rose up to joyously greet its new king and queen. Grey Wardens stood redeemed, and a new age had begun. But at what cost?
Not a big cost, because that was surprisingly easy, the end fight.
My friends, we are gathered to celebrate those responsible for our victory. Of those who stood against the darkspawn siege of Denerim, there is one in particular who deserves commendation. The one who led the final charge against the archdemon remains with us still. An inspiration to all he saved that day. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the hero of Ferelden, the first Grey Warden to defeat the Blight since Garahel 4 centuries ago. My friend, it is hard to imagine how you could have aided Ferelden more. I think it only appropriate that I return the favor. Is there any boon that you might request of Ferelden's king? If it is within my power, I will grant it.
Only you wish to continue to serve the crown, your majesty? A title and riches to go with that, I think. I only ask that my people be aided against the darkspawn. The sacrifice of the warden should not be forgotten again. I have no need for any further. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. We could ask for title and riches. I'm gonna go with the sacrifice of the warden should not be forgotten.
Now that's a very good point. I think we can begin with a monument here in Denerim, dedicated to the Grey Wardens who have fallen. Duncan, Riordan, all of them. And it is high time some scholars were collected to learn more about the Darkspawn. We'll face them again, with the dwarves as well as here. Let it also be known that the Arling of Amaranthine, once the land of Arl Howe, is now granted to the Grey Wardens. There they can rebuild, following the example of those who went before them. What are your plans? Will you remain with the Grey Wardens?
I think you'll need my help. The Darkspawn is still a threat. The Grey Wardens need me. I think I will travel, at least for a time. I think I'll return to Orzammar. Tend to find Morrigan. I don't know yet. We'll see. The Darkspawn is still a threat. The Grey Wardens need me.
That they do. I'm glad one of us is staying with them at least. There's a group of Ferelden citizens waiting outside to get a look at their hero. I suggest you make at least a brief appearance before they storm the gate. Just tell the guard at the door when you're ready.
Yeah. You can also take the opportunity here to speak to everybody. You see Anora's now got her head. I'm kind of a big deal.
Allow me to offer you my personal congratulations, Warden. I must admit that while I did not share my father's pessimism regarding the Grey Wardens, I had my doubts that such a small number of you could be victorious. Yet here you are.
I'm right, Loghain was wrong. We were very lucky.
Normally I would call that bravado, but it seems your confidence is deserved. Tell me something. Is Alistair always like that?
I'm afraid, oh yes, yes indeed. He's a good man like Bob.
But will he be a good king? I fear my initial suspicions are proving correct. He already avoids anything resembling a decision. Oh well. His heart is in the right place. In that he reminds me of Kaelin, which is no failing. Now I see Arl Eamon gesturing to me. There is more work to be done. I must take my leave of you, I fear. Enjoy the rest of the celebration, Warden. I shall speak to you again before the day is done.
You actually will now you've got a head.
So, we made it. I'm impressed, aren't you? The odds were completely against one of us actually getting to the archdemon. But of course you would make it. I knew you would. I just don't understand how you're still alive. I guess Riordan was wrong?
Morgan saved me. Because
I
I
had no idea.
did the no pants dance with it.
Speaking of Morrigan, do you know where she went? I'm told she vanished right after the battle. No goodbyes or anything.
Don't know where she went, but I'll find her. She doesn't want to be followed. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to.
Very dramatic. I don't imagine she'd be easy to find if she didn't want to be. At any rate, I can see Arleman giving me that look. More king stuff, I suppose. It can never wait. And if I don't get the chance some other time, thanks. For everything.
No thanks necessary.
I'll let you get to your adoring public. They want to see the hero of Ferelden, and who am I to keep them waiting?
Let's find all my companions. There's Shale, and Arleman, and Gorim too.
So it survived after all. My impression that all creatures made of flesh were hopelessly squishy was, premature.
You're right about most people.
It has made me revise my opinion of its kind, my kind. I am, or at least was, a dwarf. A creature of flesh. I have to keep reminding myself that. In fact, I think I may even try to become one again.
Come again? Oh, that's nice. Why would you want to?
Wynn has offered to accompany me to Tevinter to speak with the mages there. The Circle of Minrathrus has the largest collection of arcane knowledge in Thedas. If it is possible to reverse this process, then the knowledge to do so will be there, or that is my hope. And if not, then I will keep looking. I have nothing if not time, yes?
I could come with you. I was hoping you would travel with me. Suppose that's true, then good luck.
I intend to return eventually, unless I finally decide to destroy all pigeons everywhere. That may take a while, but otherwise I will come back. If it happens to one day see a tiny little dwarf who appears very nervous of being squished, that will be me. Until then, I wish it well. You have been a fine friend.
Interesting. Way to look at things.
It is over. I can barely believe it. You stopped the Civil War and then defeated the Blight. On behalf of Ferelden, allow me to say thank you. It truly cannot be said enough.
Didn't have a lot of choice. I'm a Grey Warden. That's what we do. It was a close call. We were lucky. You're welcome.
So I'm learning. It's too bad that you aren't remaining here in the capital. The hero of Ferelden would have influence, but I understand. Myself, I will be remaining here to help Alistair. Tegan will take over the rule of Redcliffe, at least for the time being. Connor seems well enough, and Isolde refuses to speak of what happened. She says she never wants to go back. I cannot thank you enough for saving them. They are the joy of my existence. But here I am rambling on. I shall let you get back to your celebration, Warden. Enjoy it while you can. Thank you again, Warden. You are truly...
Ah, glorious! You've really showed these humans something. Took down the Blight practically single-handed.
Good of you to come. What are you doing here? I was lucky, no more than that. One of these work.
I'm not just here to witness the whole human spectacle, however. The Assembly contacted me with a message for you. I guess they figured once a manservant, always a manservant. Ah, I don't mind. Thing is, we've both been given leave to return to Orzammar.
What do you mean? I don't care about that.
Apparently. I went down with you. Seems I rise back up with you too. Seems Harrowmont is mighty grateful. He's declared you the heir to House Iduken. Full rights restored for us both. Not only that, but the Assembly is considering naming you a Paragon. A Paragon. In our time.
So I'm on Iduken again? Paragon? That's exciting news. After kicking me out, forget it.
Not a bad change from an exiled murderer, no? Congratulations, my friend. You think you might head back home? To put House Iduken in order, if nothing else.
As soon as I can get away, my home is here now, Gorim. We'll see, I have things to do first.
Well, I hope you manage it. I'll be happy to take up my old position, if you'll have me. At any rate, I'll let the humans get back to their dwarf worship. Still makes me smile to hear them talk.
And Liliana?
So here we are. The conquering hero has won the day, and now he takes his bow and exits the stage. A fine ending.
This isn't a play, but does the hero get his girl? But I'm not going anywhere.
Yes. Yes, he most certainly does. You know, I can't help now but think of my vision. The Maker sent me to help you, and look what you did. It's a miracle. It truly is. So, if I heard right, you'll be leaving soon. Any room for an extra body on your travels?
That was the plan. Only if it's you. I'd like to travel on my own for a while. Yeah.
Good. Because there's nowhere I'd rather be than at your side. At any rate, I should let you get back to your celebration before someone drags you away. I look forward to seeing you again afterwards.
She doesn't know about me and Morgan. Zevran.
I will be relieved when all this pomp and ceremony is done. Such events are perfect opportunities for assassins, after all. I can't help but expect the crows to appear at any moment, which would be a welcome break, mind you.
You don't have to stay, you know? A bloodbath sounds like a fun idea. You think the crows will still come after you?
You see? This is why I like you. Always game for a little fun. You know, it does occur to me that staying in one place is only going to invite the crows to find me that much quicker. While fun, that might eventually get complicated. You said earlier that you were planning on returning to the Grey Warden fold soon. Is that true?
Well, are you thinking of joining? Is indeed what I said. Anything could happen, I suppose.
A Grey Warden? Me? Oh, no. There are some bodily fluids even I won't touch. The Grey Wardens seem to be a fun bunch to hang around, however. Maybe they won't mind a resident assassin. I'm an excellent mascot.
Happy for the company. It's not like we won't meet again. Might be better if you were on your own.
And I promise not to get you into too much trouble. Well, no more than you get me into, anyhow. Well then, since we're going to be leaving together, we can speak after you have been sufficiently paraded in front of the populace. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on you and make sure no one gets a clear shot. Not without paying me a great deal of coin, anyhow.
And win?
The hero of Ferelden. My. How does it feel?
They could have thought up a better name. It's a little strange. Well deserved.
Of that I have no doubt. It's a title you'll be wearing for a long time to come, just as Loghain wore his. But it's not so bad, is it? A Blight defeated with the other nations barely becoming aware. Who could ask for better?
I wonder how long the love will last. Absolutely true.
I don't think many heroes ever do. I'm glad not to be on the receiving end of all this attention myself. I say, let the young have their fame. Not that I've gone without notice. Irving asked me to take over as first enchanter, but I don't wish to go back. Not after all this. Instead, I've decided to travel. Shale has expressed a desire to go to Tevinter to look into a way to regain her mortality. And I will join her.
But what about your problem? She wants to regain her mortality. I was hoping you might stay with me. Sounds like fun.
It seems that a creature of flesh impressed her enough that she is willing to discard her notions about them being frail and disgusting. I wonder who. At any rate, I offered to bring her before the Tevinter mages. Their lore is considerable, and I've always wanted to travel to Minrath Ruse. I doubt we will meet again, young man. If not, please accept my best wishes.
That's the wrong one then. I was supposed to ask her about her thing, but... Bob! No, that was it for Bob.
Humans have a better taste for spirits than I thought. The ale appears actually good. Orzammar ale tastes like dirt in comparison. Probably because they put dirt in it. Go figure.
Is that all you can do? Drink, enjoy yourself right here, see? Think you might go back to Orzammar? Does that mean you're staying at you?
After what we went through, I think I've earned it. I think you've earned it. So I guess you're heading off soon, huh? Leaving the city?
Dunno, we'll see.
I'm thinking I'll stick around myself, at least for a bit. I'm getting used to that big sky up there. And I'm thinking I might just look up Felsi again, see where that goes.
You're done adventuring? That's uncharacteristically optimistic of you.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm all about the cheery, romantic optimism. And, since we're more or less done adventuring for now, I wanted to say, well, you're all right. Only a dwarf could have done all that after all.
Not so bad yourself, dwarf who wasn't a drunken slob, maybe? Good traveling with you?
Yes. I don't come by friends very often. I'm glad to call you one, Warden.
Man, finally, let's talk to these noble women.
Pleasure to meet you,
It is a
Warden.
pleasure to meet you, Warden.
It is good to see you again, Kadan. These people, they call you hero. It is a strange word, but I think I understand its meaning. The Arishok on occasion has declared a Kunari to be Kunoran Vel, one who serves as an example to others. Such examples are always made after their death, however, a death in service to the Kyun. A living Kunoran Vel would be too proud.
Wrong with a little pride? I'm not sure it's the same thing. Do the Kunari celebrate and put on parade?
I would argue, had you not ended a blight, for such an accomplishment there may be allowances. What the human custom has in common with our own is that the declaration of a Kunoran Vel is a cause for much celebration. It is one of few occasions when the Kunari are permitted to engage in revelry. There is imbibing of spirits, public chanting, meditations abandoned. It is madness.
This isn't madness, everyone is just relieved. I didn't think the Kunari could enjoy themselves. That would be quite a sight.
We take great joy in every aspect of our lives. The Kyun demands it. I suppose I should tell you. I have decided to return to my people. Your quest is done, and thus so is my reason for accompanying you.
Still a threat? I was just starting to get used to it. Go with you if you like. There'll be a long trek home.
And I to you, strangely enough. It must be said. You found my sword and gave me a chance to restore my honor. I owe you a great debt.
And you helped me as well, it's been good. And I will collect on that one day, you owe me nothing.
It has. That one of the Baz, a foreigner, would become known as Kadan to me. Unthinkable. Yet here it is. Perhaps I shall see you again one day. Until then, may you always find the path you seek. Farewell, Kadan.
Good to go, let's go get a celebration.
Ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless.
Yes, I'm ready, let's go.
Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
In the months that followed their wedding, Alistair and Honora fell into routine of ruling Ferelden. Honora was a skilled governor, adept at masters of court, and more than willing to spend her time judging matters of the law from the throne. And Alistair was quite happy to let her do so. He travelled frequently, making personal appearances that delighted commoners to no end. News that the urn of sacred ashes had been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the Chantry until Brother Genetivi made an announcement several months after the defeat of the darkspawn. A manuscript detailing his research and his experience with Andraste's cult drew huge interest among the scholars throughout Thedas. I was trying to read it quick because I thought it would run out, but it's up to me when it moves to the next page. Some years later, the Chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes had indeed been found. A ripple of excitement spread amongst the pious people of Thedas, with many undertaking pilgrimage to see the ashes or partake of their healing powers. Would they be able to get past the guard though and do the challenges, I wonder? Following months of effort, the Tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and First Enchant Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be saved has been. The slaver shut down in the Aleage, a lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court, a scandal amongst the humans but a sign of new hope of the elves. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the Dragonage community, and in time became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Al-Eamon remained in Denerim for a short time, acting as Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead, and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers, who were still grateful for the nights he spent defending their lives. In time, Eamon abdicated in favour of his brother, and an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. Connor was sent off to study at the Circle, and considering his early experiences, he excelled in his training and easily passed the harrowing to become a full mage. At his father's urging, Connor accepted a position in Tevinter to undertake formal study of the Fae. The tavern in Redcliffe village, now run by Bella, was renamed the Greywardens Rest. It echoes with tales of how the hero of Ferelden saved the village and healed Al-Eamon with the sacred ashes of Andraste. Few believe that such tall tales could possibly be true. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege of Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. So obviously, it goes to say that all of these, what's written here, will be different depending on the choices that you've made. So, the new keeper, Lanaya, was respected both amongst the Dalish as well as the Ferelden court. She was the voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes with human folk. As for the werewolves, now freed of their curse, they remained together, took the surname Wolf in memory of what they once were. They eventually became the most successful animal trainers in Thedas, and each year would gather to light a candle in memory of the lady who had loved them so well. In Orzammar, King Harmon found himself in a protracted battle against Balin's rebellion that left him unable to gain the stability he needed. The clan lords offered to many of the measures in the assembly, and only his efforts to increase the dwarves' isolation from the surface met with any success. In time, Harriman's health began to fail. Some claimed it was poison, while others said it was the flagging spirit. Either way, after a protracted illness, the king finally passed away. The wrangling in the assembly for a successor began almost immediately. The assemblies unanimously declared me a living paragon. Following months of deliberation, a new statue was erected in the Commons and a new house founded in the paragon's name, quickly drawing a great number of followers from every caste. Dwarven mage Dagna ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower on the surface. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory of how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. This inspired mages from other parts of Thedas to establish a new circle of magi in Orzammar itself, one that had ready access to dwarven lyrium, and lies outside the Chandra's power completely. The willingness of Orzammar to harbour apostate sparked outrage that began whispers that the divine was contemplating a new exalted march. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumours about its location crept into Orzammar. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the Anvil's remains. They examined the ruins of the Anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar, where their findings convinced the Shaper to attempt to recreate Karadin's research. A new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demanded among the Smith caste to reopen Karadin's research refused to abate. As good as a word, Morgan disappeared once the archdemon was slain. Someone with Morgan's description was seen travelling alone months later, heading west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may even have been with child. There was no word of her after that. With Flameth dead, or at least gone, the chances of tracking her down were slim indeed. One cannot help but wonder, however, what became of the child? What were Morgan's plans? These questions must remain a mystery for now. As for my companions, they went their separate ways. Liliana and me returned to the Greywardens, helping to rebuild the Order for a time, then joining an effort to investigate the Darkspawn's remaining secrets. As the blighted lands began to heal and the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt the Order in Amaranthine, they discovered that the fight against the darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was rooted and had excuse me, dissolved upon the archdemon's death, many of the more powerful darkspawn survived to organize roving warbands that preyed both upon the land and upon each other. These warbands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais, or crossed the waking sea by the deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. This tale ended when I sank his blade at the archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last that Ferelden would hear of him, however. Well, there you go. That is the end of Dragon Age Origins, or at least the main game. We still have like the small things to do. Let me just skip past here. So if you go, we got other campaigns. So we've got the Witch Hunt to do, which is a thing about Morrigan. We've got Dragonageawakening, which again follows on from the Blight. So it the darkspawn aren't completely gone, and we find out why. I think Darkspawn Chronicles, you get to play as a darkspawn. It's like a what if, or what would have happened if I wasn't around. And then you got a bit of Liliana's story there, and the Golems of Amrak. So I'll do all those as well, or I plan to do all those as well. But as for the main game, that's now done and dusted. So I just want to say a massive thank you to those of you who watched. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope it sort of encouraged you to give the game a go or play the game again, especially with the controversy around the new one, Veilguard. But yeah, there was a couple of slip-ups with the mods, obviously. One being that, obviously down in the deep roads, I kind of messed it all up a little bit down there. All I had to do was lower the graphics, but trying to restore the game kind of messed it all up. But didn't cause too much of an issue, and I wasn't that far ahead when I did it, so I managed to, fix that essentially. And then obviously certain things with the missing arms and missing heads, but again, it wasn't too bad. I'll put all the mods in my Discord on how to install them if I remember. But yeah, again, massive thank you to those of you who watched. I really hope you think about playing the game again yourself and trying it out. And hope to see you all in my next game and in the other campaigns, which I'll do next.